good evening, and good day. Boy, did we have a rough week. I can't wait to get into all of it. This is Jury Duty. Let's go. I am Kyle Petty, and I am joined by the always dashing John Dunphy. And this is Jury Duty, your new favorite Big Brother podcast. All right, you can find us on the socials at BB Jury Duty and at our little website at bbjuryduty.com. Okay, let's get into this sucker. Yes, this is Big Brother. This is Big Brother. Yes, it is. Hello, Chris. Welcome back. Welcome back to the party. Yo, I went through the whole gamut of emotions this week. Okay, I didn't know what to think. So wild.
I know.
Where do we even start? So apparently JC has been making several pleas to be head of house, which we never saw.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the first time that we saw him make this plea. Hi, hello, welcome. Thanks for hanging.
Kite Man Dan, how's it going?
Hello. So JC is actually elected head of house.
Yeah, and what I have to say,
your thoughts here.
Well, the one thought that I would just bring up quickly is that I think that, and we've talked about this before, I think JC is a victim of a poor edit.
Yes, he is.
Because we had no idea that he had been campaigning to be this, to be the HOH, to be the head of house. We've seen him win multiple competitions, though. He has been playing this game, and I feel like we've barely seen it. You know what I mean? The fact that this came out of nowhere, I don't know. It was just fun. I feel like it's just a product of JC having not the greatest edit.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about JC except that he was kind of becoming a comp beast for me. Some of the things that we've been seeing here. We have a long comment here. I really want to read this. I was like, oh, this looks good. I sadly haven't gotten around to watching this season yet, but I've been following along, and I saw that Telly and Drew went. I know. Quite poetic that Tim beat them both for a second time. He's such a mastermind. I know. Listen. Really rough seeing Telly leave. She's bae. We love her. We love her.
Telly.
Really, really rough.
And I have to say, she was still in some of this week, but I have a feeling that I'm going to have a difficult time next week not seeing any Tully.
Are you getting choked up?
I'm getting a little emotional.
No.
My God, Tully's gone. It's just heartbreaking.
Oh, what a great question. Have you guys seen BB Can 4? Teres reminds me of a certain someone. No, we have not seen BB Can 4. Now, is that the one that Tim was on? I believe that's the one that I've heard he was on. We want to watch this. We've been discussing this. We just don't know when we have time for it. There's a lot of things going on. BB24 is starting. Got the Challenge USA coming. All-Star Shore. No, just kidding.
But for Kite Man Dan, he made that comment, right? We are going to at some point watch BB Can 4 because at this point I'm amazed by how Tim plays this game, and I need to see him on his original season of BB Australia, but also BB Can. So I'm definitely dying to watch that.
Yeah. Watch BBAU 2013 and watch BB Can 4 because it's Tim then watch. Yeah, see, listen, I'm really nervous about some of these older versions of BBAU. Okay, it just sounds like the real world on speed, and I don't know that that's really us. For us, every international season I've watched is because of Tim. Yeah, I'm really intrigued by Tim, but I also, people who know Tim, I don't really know why they would want to play with him. The because like I wouldn't like as much of a fan as I am of his gameplay, like sitting back and watching it. I know that if I was in the house, I'm like, like, how could you trust it?
It's just amazing because you have seen. I mean, you remember weeks ago when Sam was crying to Drew, saying like, "We can't just keep playing Tim's game."
Yes.
Yet Tim still hasn't seen the block. Like everybody's known for weeks how dangerous he is. Oh,
I think he's going to be in some troubles next week. I think he's going to be some troubles. What's this now? Yeah, it's about 90 episodes. Something of like, yeah, and like, if it's just, I know, but if it's just people just wearing tinfoil hats, I'm you can miss me with it. You can miss me with it. Do you remember what the first nomination challenge even was at this point?
Okay, I've got it written down somewhere.
By the time we get to Wednesday, I feel like so much has happened.
Okay, they were attached to a ball and chain and had to complete an obstacle course.
Oh my gosh! And this was the thing with the sand, the dirt.
Correct.
When Brenton yanked Drew out of his lane.
I'm so glad you brought this up. What did you think of this? Yeah.
All right. I have a lot of mixed feelings on this, because I'm not the biggest Drew fan. I'm actually not a fan at all. I don't want to say I'm not the biggest. Like, I'm not a fan of Drew at all. I don't like his gameplay. I feel like he's always talking about everybody else lying, everybody else being dishonest when he's been nothing but since the moment he got in there, which is fine because that's part of the game. But then don't condemn one person when you're doing the same thing. So like that was my issue. That was my issue.
Yeah.
Wow, really? You don't remember any of the challenges because you think that they're like uncreative? What an interesting view. I wonder if you've watched some of the American ones because I think these competitions are so much better than what we're doing.
I think here's the thing. I think that the setups for all of these competitions on Big Brother Australia, they seem way more like elaborate. And I feel like they're way more physical challenges here.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that, I do think sometimes that I would love to see a little bit more of like a puzzle type thing or like a, sort
trivia
of a mental comp type thing. Yeah, something a little bit more. It seems like everything's very physical, which I don't necessarily like dislike.
I don't dislike. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
But I will agree with this opinion here. Like, I thought BB would call Brenton out on that. I didn't think that would be allowed. Now that we know it's allowed, it should be a regular strategy. I agree with that a lot. It surprised me that was allowed. Like I get it, and I guess it's more interesting to allow something like that. But it was also like, yikes, like
right.
Yeah,
I just didn't think. I feel like with those types of challenges, you always have like, each player has some type of color. If you're blue, you have to go through the blue tunnel.
Yes,
if you're
you
green,
need to stay in your lane.
Right, and I never would have even thought that it was something that you could do. Like, oh, this person's already dug out half of this tunnel. I'm just gonna drag them out of it, and I'm gonna use this tunnel now.
When I saw it, I went, oh, brilliant, and I was like, ooh, is he allowed?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not really sure about that. I'm like, he might get DQ'd. And then didn't somebody say, is that allowed? And Big Brother was like, I didn't say it wasn't. And I was like, ooh.
Yes.
I'm like, that decision was definitely made on the fly.
Like, yeah. I'm so glad you said that. Because I was like, part of me was thinking like Big Brother's in the control room right now and just heard one of the other housemates say like, oh, is that allowed? And Big Brother just being like, well, hell, now it is.
I'm not going to say it's not. It's really good. That was fun. Let's keep it. Let's keep it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it definitely, I don't know. Totally shady. Definitely not planned. Should not have been allowed. But as a viewer, I was here for it. Very delicious. And as a result, well, I guess it didn't matter. Surmise still won. So, karma. Sorry, babes. Karma.
And I love Taras, but at this moment, I was not happy at all. Because I knew what was coming. And we said this to Taras when we spoke to him. Like, this is like, mom and dad fighting. It's like
was so uncomfortable. I
Tully,
paused so many
Tully,
times I couldn't take
yeah,
it. I couldn't take it. It was
Tully,
really, really hard
Tully
for me.
is like for me. Tully is Bay.
Yeah, but
My
Taras is
number
my
one.
bay.
Right, but Taras is up there for me too. So to see
I
them
know.
going at it like this, I was not happy at all.
I was sick to my stomach. It's just because
yeah.
I usually watch this at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Because it's on at 5:30 a.m. our time. But if you try to watch it at 6:30, you can't, right? Because you still have to watch live. So you have to just stay off Twitter, stay off all social media. So like right at 7 is when Channel 7 puts it on 7 Plus in its entirety. So usually that's when I'm watching. I'm sitting there with my coffee. I'm like, okay, before I start work, I know I should start work around 8ish. I'm not going to because I'm watching BBAU. I'm watching BBAU. I'll sign on and leave everything there, but I have to finish because otherwise you'll spoil me.
Not on purpose.
I know anything that's just. It's just really fun.
I know.
It's
I
really
know.
fun to stick it in.
Just stick me with the pointy end.
Yeah, I like
pointy
that.
end.
You tried it. So yeah, this was a hard watch. This is a hard watch over coffee. There's no way for anyone to start their day. Watching Daddy T and Mama T going at it.
Yeah.
Not good. Not good. And it put Taras in a little bit of hot water, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Didn't it? But whatever. So he puts up Drew, Tully, and Johnson. This felt very Davey to me. Like trying to put people like on either side of this, and then whoever is your actual target, kind of like in the middle. Just really wish Tully wasn't the target, but you know, I get it.
I know.
The bottom line is like for his game, she had to go if he wants to win. I still believe that there is no newbie. Now that we see how this Australian Big Brother culture is, no newbie can sit next to an OG and win. The OGs have to go. They're just too highly revered. Like we don't talk about Rachel Riley in the same way that people talk about Reggie.
Yeah.
Granted, yes, they're different people, and yes, they act different, but like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't revere our winners and our previous players the way that it is here.
Yeah. Now, do you think there's any combination? I think it would have to be two newbies and an OG in there. But do you think there's any combination where a newbie does take it if there's an OG sitting in final three? Like any combination. I don't know if Tim, you know, if he's in the final three, I don't know if anybody's going to beat Tim. Mm-hmm. But, you know, if it's, say, a Johnson, Estelle, and Alicia, or, you know, something like that. Like, is that a combination where you, or do you think that, like, if there's an OG in the final three, the OG is going to win it? I think if Reggie's in the end, she's going to win. If Tim's in the end, he's going to win. But somebody else, and I guess our OG numbers are really starting to dwindle now. But
they sure are. They sure are.
Yeah.
I was going to title this that the OGs are truly Operation Shambles.
Yeah,
but it was too long. It was too long. I don't know. John. Looking at the way that BB Twitter is responding to some of this stuff, I just, even Estelle, like, you know, because we are looking at it from such a very different
and I love
view.
Estelle. So
no, I love Estelle too, but I also love Johnson. I love Alicia because I love them because of how they're playing the game. But from the conversation that we had with Tully last week, like so many people, like in Australia, the voting public are not voting based on those merits. Like they're voting based on personality. How much do I know this person? How much do I like this person? That's not how we vote. Like we vote on gameplay over here.
Right.
You know, because Tully was even surprised that we liked Alicia and Johnson because that has not been like the temperature of things going on the socials.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You know, I hope that tide starts to turn, especially with Johnson, because like we've gotten so many moments, and I love Alicia, but I feel like we haven't gotten necessarily these types of moments. But this week, I absolutely loved watching Johnson in the kitchen with Reggie cooking together, having like a very nice time. We already know that Johnson is like such a super fan that is in awe. We've heard him say it throughout the season. He is in awe of the fact that he's getting to play this game and be in this house with people like Tim Dormer and Reggie and Dave
Yeah.
and Tully and all these people. But he also knows that he's playing a game and he's trying to win a whole lot of money for him and his family.
Right.
So I hope the tide does start to turn on people like Johnson and Alicia, because while they might be going after the OGs who we fell in love with, even though we're not even Australian, we haven't even seen, most of these Australian seasons, we were rooting for the OGs right from the get-go, right from day dot. But it's become like this thing now where it's like, I look at a Johnson and how can you not root for him? Like, this kid loves this game. He is in awe of all these OGs, but he just wants his shot to win. And unfortunately, for him to win, he has to go through and take out people like Tim and Reggie and Tully, and that sucks because we love these OGs and we want to see them do
and
well,
he loves them too. That's what makes it harder too. Can you imagine playing this game like with Janelle? I would never evict her.
Oh my God!
I would just throw away my whole game.
Yeah.
Well, no, I would actually just try to work with him. Please work with me.
Right.
I don't want to work against you. I'm okay with losing to you, but I still want to go a little while. I still want to be here.
Right.
I still want to have the experience. Yeah, it's really tough. And I love the relationship between Johnson and Reggie. Even that moment they were in the DR and he was saying, oh, we have to follow like KISS, we have to follow KISS. And she's like, we can't kiss. Yes. And he's like, no, keep it simple, silly. And it's like, it's also not silly, which has also made that so cute because it's supposed to be keep it simple, stupid. He's not going to call Reggie stupid, which is even cuter. I just thought it was so nice. It's so sweet.
And it was moments like them being in the kitchen together cooking that I felt like Johnson is gunning for the OGs, but he also is probably partially, I'm sure he just loves the fact that he's hanging out in the kitchen with Reggie. But there's also part of me that feels like he's probably spending this time with her because he knows how hard it is for her now that Dave is gone. You know what I mean? Like, and so he's kind of trying to help her in that way too. And I think Johnson has, and I can't necessarily blame people for having like a negative opinion of Johnson, because I feel like sometimes the edit makes him try to look like a villain. But
I really like. I've liked Johnson from the beginning. I've always liked him. I saw nothing villainy of him. Like, I always thought he was sweet. If it wasn't Dave leading Reggie down the hall, like to help her walk down the hall, it was Johnson. And now that Dave is gone, it's always Johnson. I don't know. We've seen a lot of human moments from him, and it's really been very, very endearing. Which is also why, though, he's got to get these OGs out, because that is what's going to win him the game. He is appealing, like, to that side of us, and he's playing a good game. Like, I don't know. Johnson can win this. He's almost becoming as risky to me as, like, an OG.
Yeah. He's really got, I mean, especially because there's no jury in this, in Big Brother Australia, like Australia decides. I feel like he does sort of have it all. Like, he's a family guy. He, he's a huge competitor, a huge lover of the game and the people that have come before him and played the game and sort of paved the way. Like, sure, it sucks to see him go against these OGs that we all love, but at the same time, like, you have to love his competitive, spirit. Like, his the way that he plays the game, I think, is very interesting to me, and I really like to watch Johnson and Alicia too. Alicia's a little more ruthless, I feel like, but
she has absolutely earned the title of mob boss. And I think it's great. When she is moving down that hall, she is moving with intention. Her hair is blowing. It's like, here comes Alicia. Everybody better look out. I am so glad that she came back into the house. I love Alicia. I love Alicia. And, like, for me, I would have a very, very hard time no matter who is sitting next to her. I think the only people who would have my vote over Alicia would have been Tully or Therese. Well,
I just want to see her win a couple more comps or something, I think.
Yeah, the only other person that, like, has really intrigued me gameplay wise is Gabby.
Gabby's playing a good game too, right down the middle.
Down the middle, but on no one's lips. You know what I mean? Like, usually those middle people are like, okay, they start to get on people's radar, like Taras did. But not Gabby. Everyone still comes to her to talk to her about things like, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? It's like, I don't know that y'all should be talking to Gabby. Like, y'all better be careful. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really fun. Really fun. What does Liz have to say? Hey, Liz. I
Oh,
think
what's up,
Johnson can.
Liz?
Hey, Liz. I think Johnson can win in an all newbie final three. But against Tim or Reggie, I don't think anyone else has a chance. Yeah, I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
I
I think
agree
that,
also.
yeah, I think the only problem that Johnson would have is if he was against Alicia.
Yeah.
If you're talking about an all newbie final three, Alicia would be the one to give him a problem.
Right.
Not that Taras hasn't done enough to cause a problem, but unfortunately, because of the way that he's being edited and what we're seeing on social media, no good. I mean, that can change by the time we get there. We got a lot of stuff to go.
Yeah.
But I'd be concerned about that.
Can I just say one thing about Johnson and Alicia that I'm already just kind of thinking about right now?
Of course you can.
I
That's
think
the only reason why we're here.
I think very early, we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. But already I'm thinking I would love to see Johnson and Alicia come back at some point in a season. Because let's say it is Johnson.
Oh, you're jumping years down the road.
Oh, I'm jumping way ahead. But let's just say in the scenario that Liz brings up, right? If Johnson's sitting next to a Tim or a Reggie, and it's just impossible to win. But he's played this great game, and he's this big super fan, and he's had all these incredible moments on the show. Johnson is somebody that I could totally see being like has to come back at some point, and Alicia too, even.
Not Alicia too, even Alicia too. Period. I think it'd be very interesting to see them play without being encumbered by this whole OG thing, you know, and kind of seeing how that goes. Well. All right, so hold on. We went on a way tangent.
I know we've been just going.
Which is not a tangent. We're talking about the game. Like, it's still gameplay. It's not like we're talking about our personal lives. Like, whatever. So Drew, Tully, and Johnson are the ones that Taras put up.
Yep.
And then we saw Bay walk out the door. Tully, first time on the block, evicted. Tough watch. Also did not enjoy the little spat over whatever soft drink they were fighting about. Didn't like that. Very uncomfortable. Listen, I get the rations thing. I get it. We love Taras. It's just a tough watch.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Don't say this.
Oh.
It's the only time
after 20 some odd years. It's the only time that they brought back players, huh? Well, I wonder if this is something that they'd try to do again then, though. Because I feel like people have to love seeing these OGs back, you know? Like,
right. And I want to see these people back and not have to play with these people. Like, it's like Tully said last week. They didn't come in this house expecting to play this kind of game. Whatever they had in their mind went right out the door when they walked in and saw them there. Like, which is fun in a way. Like, I'm not knocking it. But I would still like to see the other experience too.
Honestly, what's so funny too, because we almost, in a way, we did see that. Because I think there was 11 newbies that came in after the 4 OGs of Dave, Reggie, Tim, and Estelle, right? They came in, then they had to hide. They were in the mainframe. Yeah. So those 11 newbies came in thinking, oh, this is the cast of Big Brother Australia this year. Like this is it. Right. And then you have these 4 legends step out into the house. You know, so it wasn't even like you went in with the legends thinking like, oh crap, like this is gonna be hard. It's like no. You went in like already looking at the people in the house thinking like, how do I want to play this game?
You're looking around. I think I want to work with that person just based on this. I think I want to work with this person just based on that. And then it's like, oh wait, they're here.
Yeah.
And when you saw the way that Johnson introduced Reggie like to his parents, like during Temptation Week, it's like when you see how excited he was to introduce Reggie to them, how can you ever expect this man to make a move against her?
Right.
Yeah. Which does make for good TV. I'm not knocking it, but like, I just feel like Johnson is such a super fan that he would have such a good gameplay here, and like,
right.
That it now being thrown to the side because of this, you know.
And I think that this, like, it makes me like Johnson more because you know that every single decision he makes is extra hard for him. Like, but he's also like doing exactly what he needs to do in the game. Let's see what we got here. What do we got here?
So the Aussie public is not liking this format. I'd love to know why. I think it's great.
Yeah.
We're having a good time.
Actually, I'd like to even ask Kite Man Dan was the one that asked that, right? Does Kite Man Dan, do you like this format or not? Personally, if you care to respond.
Oh, I think they care. I think they care. I think they're just as excited as us. And they're typing so excitedly right now that they're getting typos and like backspace. Because that's what I've been doing. This is my moment. This is it. We'll hang out for it. So yeah, Tully gone. Oh, in the meantime, you know what we can do? Because now we're in between eviction cycles. So you know what time it is? It's time to surmise Sonia's style. Okay, here we go. This is what we wore this week. We'll just one of the outfits. Oh my god! I mean, she is just out of this world. Just a stunning human being.
She's perfect.
She is perfect. I give it a hot.
I absolutely give it a hot, and we've only given hots. Yeah, we've only given hots to Sonia so far, right?
Did you see that in the caption for what I wrote for tonight? I said, "Is this Sonia's first knot?" No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
God, Sonia is such a queen. Such a queen.
God, how do we get her? How do we get her? Right? I want to talk to Sonia. My goodness gracious, she's something else. Yeah. Listen, I really would love for her to be our first Never Not.
Ooh.
Right?
Yes. I agree.
We're getting close. The BBAU finale is July 12. All right, July 12. It's a Tuesday. If you're able to get off from work, I almost think you should, because then we can watch live and chat right after. Let's explore it. We'll discuss it off stage. Wow. That's our theater background. Let's say off stage. We'll discuss it later. But like that could be fun since we know ahead of time. Get up at 5:30 or 5 o'clock, whatever time this is going to start. Absolutely. And like just watch it and hang out with our friends.
Okay.
All right. So we're not wrong. I like the idea of this format, but I think it needs more time to breathe, because it seems like nothing happens for 2 days and then all the strategy is crammed into a couple of hours. That's fair.
Fair. I can agree with that. Because it feels like the first episode, because that first eviction comes in the first episode of the week, right? And then you have like 2 episodes of just like seems like scrambling, and I don't know,
a lot of stuff.
I could see. I almost wouldn't mind if like you had that first nomination challenge, right, and you had that eviction, and then the next episode was like the second chance challenge and everything, and then the episode after that was like the final eviction or something. Maybe you don't need like the second chance challenge and the eviction in the same episode. I don't know. You'd have to.
Yeah, but if you do that, then we lose our shopping fun. I like that we have that shopping thing in between. Like that's a really, really good time.
Yeah.
You're saying we need more. I agree with you, J. Joe. We do need more, because what I was thinking even in that is like if you had at least feeds to kind of give you a little bit more context to some of the things that are going on, you wouldn't have people like JC falling through the cracks because of a bad edit. Yeah. Oh, you think way less than 21 people, huh?
You see, this is so.
It's interesting.
You see, here's the thing. I both agree and disagree with this comment, because Kyle, earlier in the season I was not happy with the intruders coming in. I was like, this is way too late to introduce new people. I was not a fan of it.
You were so mad.
And I think that the reason I came around to it, because everybody, if you're watching, you have to remember that we got introduced to Big Brother through BBUS, where the norm is only one person leaving a week. Right. So in Big Brother Australia, where 2 people are leaving a week, I can have an easier time with there being more people in the cast, people introduced later on and stuff, because there's 2 people leaving every week. We're used to a 16-person cast, 1 person leaving a week. So while like I totally agree with Kite Man Dan in a way that like 21 people feels like too much, at the same time, like at least 2 people are leaving a week. Although I guess technically not 2 people are leaving every week because you have these random, hackers saving Drew and Alicia, and you have this and that, like Sam pulling the cord to stay safe and everything. It's also interesting to me that the only people that have been saved on this season have been people that were either newbies or aligned with the newbies, right? It was Sam, it was Alicia, it was Drew. Like, where was the save for Dave, Farmer Dave? Where was the save for Tully? Where was the, you know what I mean? Like, that was interesting to me.
Where was the save for Layla?
For Layla, who literally laid her game down for the newbies because she felt like they should have this opportunity. Like,
unless she also just thought, like, you know what, I'm not gonna win this. Let me just get the hell out of here. I miss my family.
Getting out of here.
I already did this. Goodbye, jerks.
Yeah.
I mean, so who knows? I know. I do hear that. I hear that. And I guess that's kind of what. It's one of the things that kind of Tully was talking about even last week too, like regarding like the potential manipulation of things. And you can really get lost in that. I don't know. I like twists like that. I do enjoy it.
Yeah. I enjoy the twists. I do. But I don't know. It's very interesting.
I want to see some doubles. I want doubles. I like a double eviction or something like that. I want to see. Yeah, I want to see some of these twists actually play out to be real. Like, I would have found that snap eviction a whole lot more interesting if that snap eviction didn't end with him going to the mainframe.
Right.
Like, at least everyone seems to kind of like self-correct. Like, Sam was saved by that silly pull me crap, and it's like, well, then she went right out after that. So fine, like whatever. We reset the whole game. Right. But like, have you wasted our time? Not really, because I did enjoy the chemistry and watching how things unfolded for Sam when she re-entered the house with these people who voted her out. Like, I always think that that's interesting, which is why I've always enjoyed a battle back in BBUS. It's just very delicious. This is somebody who left and is coming back. They absolutely have a vendetta. Very redemption house from the challenge. This is interesting. Yeah, Australia has never been about the game. It's always about the show. Yeah, and we're learning that. We're learning that. That's not how we watch. That's not how we watch. Leave strat chat. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't just read this for myself. Share with everyone. Show and tell. Leave strat chat as a privilege of the top players. I like strat chat. That's why I'm here. I like the gameplay. I don't know. That's what we do in America. I mean, we don't do backstories. Like, we don't get to know people.
And this whole game of Big Brother being like this, social experiment where you just drop these random people from all different walks of life into a house. I want to see how they strategize against each other. I want to see how they team up with each other. I want to see who backstabs who. I want to see I want to see all of that. I love all the strat chat.
Yeah, so I think it's great. All right, so that was just eviction cycle 1. Okay. Yeah. Going into the second one now. Was there anything in between that happened that was like noteworthy? Not that I remember. Oh, the panic room. The panic room was a good time.
The panic room was fun. And do you think they actually got it? Or do you think that Big Brother was throwing them a bone?
No. Right? I don't think they got it at all. I think they just let them win something because they have not won a panic room since or ever.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I don't think that was real. 193. Get the hell out of here. No way.
I think they let them win to throw them a bone, but I also kind of wonder if they let them win so that they could have this celebratory picnic and Big Brother could ask the questions that he wanted of the housemates.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't think about it that far, but yeah, you're absolutely right. We always knew that this was going to be the reward, and we want to set you guys up for it.
Right.
Because everything about this panic room has been set up for failure. There was no situation in where Tully or Jules or any combination of two was going to ignore the KFC feast on the other side of the dryers. They were not going to just like, oh, I know that's there, but whatever. Like absolutely not. Like
let me
that wasn't
keep
gonna happen.
ironing. Yeah, let me keep
exactly.
ironing
That was
this
not gonna happen.
never-ending pile of clothes and say no to this food because we've all been on rations for
Right,
weeks.
exactly. That was never going to happen. So like all of these panic rooms were absolutely designed to be lost. Um and this one where like she's screaming and carrying on, and you're gonna get me to believe that they counted these snakes exactly right, even when Big Brother was purposely trying to throw them off and like
Yeah,
just throwing extra numbers at them. No way. No
yeah.
way.
I'm with you. I'm with
Yeah.
you.
Kite Man Dan says, I thought it was really crappy for production to turn the reward into a punishment by making everybody mad at each other.
I think it
Where are
was
you
always
from?
meant to
Where are
be
you
this, though.
from, Kite Man Dan? Where are you from? You must be Australian. Because you're so nice. Like this is how we do things in America. Like we set people up for fights.
Yeah,
Like
we are the worst.
yeah, because I sat there and said, "Oh, delicious," and you're sitting here saying like, "No good, no good." You're from America. Oh, I'm shocked. I am shocked. You should know better. You should be bad people like us. I just hate production. I hate it too. I hate it too.
Yeah.
But I don't know when it creates good moments like that. I'm suddenly not opposed. Yeah, I'm very easy to be sold on anything else.
We do have to talk about this too, because one of the big things that came up at this picnic, one of the big things that came at this picnic was what Estelle did, right?
You're gonna tell us about it
with Reggie. So during this these nominations, God, when exactly did this even happen? This week. I'm like, are we even up to this?
It was house. Yeah, we are.
We have to be.
We're up to house nominees. Yeah,
right. So
that's
house nominations.
Yeah, that's why Reggie was in there. Yep.
Yeah. What did you think of this whole thing with Estelle kind of trying to cut everybody off from Reggie so that she couldn't talk to anybody else? Because we've played this clip on our podcast and how much we love it about how the OGs were strat chatting and then Reggie kind of blew up the whole plan to Johnson that they were targeting JC, right?
Yeah, that's also why we got flagged on YouTube for copyright.
Oh yeah, we were blocked in Russia.
We weren't just blocked in Russia; they blocked us everywhere. Though the email only said Russia, but we were shut down everywhere.
Yeah.
Real talk. I thought it was totally fine. My only issue with it was the fact that Estelle wasn't honest about it. I'm like, you're damn right I put her in there. She doesn't keep her mouth shut. And she's too easily influenced. I need her to keep me off the block. I need her to do the smart thing. This is what's best for my game. We're locking Reggie in here. I had no problem with it. I only had a problem that she lied. That's all.
Right.
I thought it was great.
I do also feel like,
and so does Kite Man Dan, by the way. So does Kite Man Dan.
Yeah.
It was a creative strategy. It was really great. It was really, really great.
I agree with Kite Man Dan. I also agree with Liz here. Yeah. I do feel Liz here said, I do feel like if anyone else did what Estelle did with Reggie, Estelle would find it immoral.
Yes, she would. Yes, she would.
I could totally see that. I have
a hard time with Estelle.
Yeah.
I know you've been a big Estelle fan, and like, I like her. I do, but she is a wee bit of a hypocrite. Yikes! Yeah. I hate saying that because I like her and she's very pretty, but
I see it, and she's a beast. Estelle is a warrior in some of these competitions. I love Estelle.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This was rough. Like, especially because it wasn't like Alicia was coming in trying to talk to Reggie or something. Like, it was Drew, who you haven't been close with or anything, like super close with.
She had to stop that. She had to stop that.
Right. But I just feel like, because especially with how we saw the rest of the week playing out, though, with Estelle kind of working to keep Drew. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, it's a lot.
And this is it. This is it, Liz. This is it. I think it was smart. I liked it too. But also, she has to own up to being both a heart and head player. Exactly. There's so much buzz about being heart or head. And it's like, fine, I can accept that in this culture. However, you cannot deny that so many of the moves that Estelle has made have been head moves that she
Yeah.
does disguise as being like very emotional. I'm a heart player. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're not a heart player, but some of the decisions you're making are very head focused. And it's
Right.
okay.
Right.
Just stop lying. Just stop
True.
lying. Just be as honest as Tim is. Yeah, I'm fucking you over because I want to win. Right.
Yeah.
Just like if I'm
You
sitting
know,
down and I'm playing Uno, I'm gonna
right.
make you draw two. If we're the final two, why am I gonna just let you win? Then what was the point
Right.
of
Right.
playing? Like, wait, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Can we pull up J. Joe's comment here again? I want to pull it up real quick. So why
Yeah,
are they
you go ahead.
crying? They all have alliances and make last minute moves. And you know
Mhm.
what? This in defense of Estelle, I like this comment because there was a point after the whole picnic thing that Johnson was in the diary room talking to Big Brother, being like, "I'm so tired of Estelle. Like, she made a move that to benefit her own game." And I'm like, well, that's what everybody's doing.
Right.
Like the
I'm
way
not
that
making
Johnson
moves to
got
benefit
so
someone
offended.
else's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he got so offended by Estelle, like kind of like shielding Reggie from everybody. And the thing is, too, Reggie could have walked out of that room at any point because
She
Johnson.
could have, but can I also just argue the point that like so Johnson is saying that like, oh, Estelle is doing all these things like that's like for her game, and like Estelle says the same things about everybody else,
Yeah.
but still selfishly makes moves like for her. Like everyone's doing that. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Just yikes. I don't know.
Yeah. I
This
just,
cast contradict themselves like left and right.
well, see,
Um,
that's the thing. That's the thing. Well, I can't be like fully on anyone's side unless Tully was still in there, and then Tully to the end. But
I'm
I can't.
harassed until the end. Okay, stop
I
playing
can't.
games.
I can't be fully on anyone's side or fully against anyone because I feel like they're all doing the same shit to each other. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Yes.
they're
Yes.
all being hypocrites. They're all playing with their heads and their hearts. They're all, that's like you could point to Drew. I'm sorry, Drew. Like you turned down a whole reward for the house just to get a message from Sam.
Who left like several days ago.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right, hold on. I am not a big Drew fan, but I do believe in that moment he had to take it because Sam was gonna watch it. And like, so like he had to take it if he thought that there was a possibility that we were going to have any legs at the end of this thing. I had to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in this house with my ex-girlfriend. We've had this tumultuous thing. And even if it wasn't really tumultuous, I already know that production's going to edit it to make it seem as if it was tumultuous. So in this moment, I know I have to side with the Sam video because
Ugh.
I'm going to be in like the hottest water at the end of this. So I don't know. That's the one move of Drew's that I'm like, okay, all right. Oh,
I
that's
think it
actually
was
not
so
true.
weak.
He had a really great move at the end of this eviction cycle as well. We're just not there yet. But I was really impressed with what he did there. Well, so let's get there. So after this whole thing with Estelle and like hiding Reggie in the laundry and all this stuff, the end result was Taras, Drew, and Brenton up for nomination for eviction.
Yeah. Took a little while to get there, but
it did. None of this surprised me. I would expect Drew to be there. He basically just sits there, second home. Taras, people did not like this Tully thing and the way that it unraveled. So, like, okay. And Brenton, you're new. So, last one in, first one out. I feel like if anybody needs a third person to put in any place, it's going to be Brenton because Jules is gone.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Brenton is like he's on an island. Jules.
Yeah,
I mean, like he sure he's built some relationships and formed an alliance in there with a lot of the newbies, but like he came in with Jules and they were definitely very tight, and Jules is gone. So like,
yeah,
I'm sure that there are a lot of ways where Brenton is feeling a little bit vulnerable and probably
lost.
relying. Yeah, like he's got some like relationships on the newbie side and this whole Bren Tim thing now, which I thought was very entertaining. But I don't know. I could still see him being in very much in danger in the next couple of eviction cycles.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like gameplay wise, I think that Brenton is kind of a random nomination to kind of agree with that, but at the same time, it's also like not, because I don't know that anytime that Brenton goes up, I'm not really sure that he's ever really the intention to go home. It's just sometimes we just need another person to sit there, because we need three. So let's just put Brenton up there because he's, you know, last one in, and there's no more jewels. Whose feathers would you rather ruffle?
Right.
Brenton, who came in last, or somebody who's been here the whole time? If
It's
you're
like
not
one of
being,
the. It's like one of the few things that I could see OGs and newbies like aligning on. Like, we've been in here since day one. Like, let's get this guy out that came in 3 weeks in.
yeah, and even if we don't want him to necessarily leave, I also don't care if he goes. So like,
Right.
whatever, just put him there.
Let's,
Like, and
yeah.
that's kind of where I see Brenton in this game at this stage. I think that will change in a few weeks if he makes it a few weeks. We don't really have a few weeks left, do we? Again, the finale is on the 12th, so like, you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. Any Hoosers, I say all this to say, so Brenton, well, you all know, you already watched it, but the second chance challenge now was taking these, they kept calling them cards. I mean, they're thicker than cards. It's kind of a big deal, a larger deal than that to me. Had to kind of stack this tower, stand on the tower, and then get these challenges. Somebody said in the comments before, I didn't display it before, I'm very sorry. It's a lot of comments coming in tonight. But yes, these challenges are very survivor feely.
Yeah.
And this was just like very exhausting. Going up that ladder that's not actually secured by anything, so just swinging, which is important to mention because like I can't imagine how much strength it takes to keep yourself still enough to be able to put these cards up gingerly so it doesn't fall. You just kind of had to build your own little thing like a Jenga tower.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, and if you're carrying one of these pieces, you've only got one arm to climb up this ladder, and I feel like this is the type of ladder you have to really use your upper body strength for.
Right.
You know, like Kite Man Dan.
Yeah, this feels weird to me too.
Yeah, it feels so weird. So Kite Man Dan says it feels so weird that I know more about Brenton than JC, and I completely agree.
I agree too, and listen, you know, we're in the middle of a cultural renaissance here in America. There's a lot of things going on. I have a very different view of things. I feel like JC is getting a similar edit to Lulu, which really harkens back to earlier seasons of BBUS. Didn't want to go there, but Kite Man Dam did. So I don't know. Back of my head, pushing it aside because I love the game. But those are definitely the vibes that I'm getting. Just leave that one there. And we'll see how things go.
Because that's the thing. Like JC, Brenton came in. He was definitely like an impressive physical specimen. Shook up the house. But JC has been there the whole time. He has won competitions. No. He has now been head of house. And this comment is definitely true. Like it feels like I know Brenton, but especially after the whole, I don't even know what that room was called. The waiting room. It was the waiting room that Brenton and Tim were in.
Literally the waiting room.
Seeing, Brenton and Tim, that whole moment with them, like Brenton feels like more of a part of this game than JC in some ways. Meanwhile, we've been watching JC from the very beginning. He's been winning comps. He's been on this. Yeah, he's been part of this J squad. He's won comps. He's now the HOH. And I feel like it's weird that we don't. He almost feels like more of a stranger than Brenton does.
He feels like the intruder.
Yeah.
He's been here since go. Yeah. A little cringy. But so this challenge here, you had to kind of build your tower, get on top, and then make a leap to get a flag. First one to get 2 flags is the winner. Here we go. The only reason I get those vibes is because we barely got anything of Trevor, who was literally a winner, and everyone said they loved him. Yikes. I don't disagree with this either. And that makes the conversation go in a very different direction. JC was lucky he was saved because that shop was worthy of a nomination.
Oh, I'm so glad that J. Joe brought this up because I wanted to ask you about this. This whole shopping thing. Did you see like they were getting like those little like restaurant packet things of peanut butter?
Yes.
Like they apparently got like 1,000 onions.
That's the thing about this. Like, yes, they messed up and like they didn't do a good job being very specific, but it was also designed to be that way. Like, there was no combination of anything. You were not to know that was going to happen like that. This was the most money they've ever been given. And of course they were super excited. I don't know. Not totally fair. Not totally fair to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was lucky to not see anything for that. Not that it would have been his fault, but for hungry people, it is enough. To do something. Yeah, absolutely. Kite Man Dan is back. Production completely screwed them over by giving them so little time and not giving them the list of items to choose from. Yeah, again, it was set up for failure. They were set up for failure.
I for one would not have wanted to be in that position at all. They had what, 3 minutes, and
I don't want to be in the shopping position at all.
Right.
Like, there's so much potential for things to go wrong there. If you don't get something that somebody wants, of course they're going to put a point on you. They're hungry and that's what they want. Like, it just is what it is. Like, it's just messy. Just very, very messy. But Brenton won the second chance challenge.
Yeah.
It's great. Whatever. Good.
I got to tell you, and I'm sure it could have had to do with the edit, but like there was a point where I was very surprised that Drew hadn't caught up more. I don't know if you remember this point, but like
I thought it was Drew's to win.
Right, because Brenton got up to the top. He only had to get his second flag, but he jumped and he missed. And Drew his platform was higher up. And I thought, all right, this is Drew's chance to catch up. But Brenton had already rebuilt his tower. And like I said, could have something to do with the edit. But before Drew, who was ahead of Brenton now at this point, before Drew could even finish that tower, Brenton had already rebuilt his and was back at the top. And Drew was like huffing and puffing down at the bottom. And I was like, man, you seem so fired up, before this. Like you wanted to get Taras out for lying to you and putting points on your name, and this and that. And I was just like, man, this is how you're gonna go out.
Yeah, but look at Brenton though. I mean, that man is built to these things. I mean, this man came in here for these physical challenges.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's an absolute beast. You're right.
I mean, you're calling him a beast. I would like to refer to him as a beautiful human specimen. So like it does not surprise me that this happened. Here it is. Yeah, I agree, Kite. Drew's like mid-30s or something, and Brenton is a beast. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And yummy.
Yeah,
yummy he is. Yeah.
No, it's totally true. It's totally true. I just the way that it was being, built up, I was like, okay, all Drew has to do is climb up there a couple more times and put that down, and then jump for his flag.
It's over.
And
it's over.
It just seemed like he had made no progress whatsoever. Right. And Brenton had rebuilt and was back at the top, jumping for that last flag and got it. It was just it was wild.
So that left. So after Brenton won, that left Taras and Drew up for nomination. I was nervous over this thing. I didn't know how this was going to go.
I didn't either. I really didn't either.
He was too short. I love Taras.
Yeah, I love Taras too. Yeah. I do. I love Taras.
Which country has the most alcohol? I don't know.
I would say that we used to, but because of certain events, that was cut back.
It was cut
substantially.
Back.
Yeah. We can't be trusted.
That's what I said. Not us.
Not us.
We're not allowed. We don't deserve it.
Yeah. Not anymore.
No,
After
no.
I don't even remember that. Do you remember what season that was of BBUS where they were all drunk and that guy like held the knife to somebody? Do you remember that season? And they got evicted
I don't remember
immediately.
that season. Hold on,
I feel like that
was that with
I feel like
Willie?
that's when
No,
I feel like that was when BBUS was like, all right, no more alcohol in there.
I remember like, my God.
Oh, Kite Man, Justin. Yeah.
I don't remember. Oh, that was season 2.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Time ago. See, I remember sitting around with wine during, was that BB11 or 10? Whenever Jesse went out, and the girls, it was Natalie, Lydia, Shima. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
And they were drinking wine and basically having a wake. like whatever
God.
Yes, whatever that was that set off the chain of events of like Lydia going off like crazy, Shima throwing her microphone into the pool.
Oh my God, that's right. So I have I just pulled this up. It says Justin. I don't even know how to say his last name. Is it Sabic or Sebic or something? I don't know. Justin was a house guest on Big Brother 2 US. He was expelled from the house on day 10 for holding a knife to Krista Stiegel's neck and threatening the other house guests. And I feel like that was when like Big Brother US was like, all right, these people aren't allowed to drink anymore.
They were definitely drinking that night of that Jesse night. They were drinking.
This is Justin.
Yikes.
Looks like a weirdo. Sabic. Okay. Thank you, Kite Man, by the way.
Sorry. I am not Merriam-Webster. I don't know.
Yeah, you've been very helpful tonight.
Ooh.
Oh, he was given way too many warnings. I feel like I remember this. Yeah.
They expelled Scott and BB4 way sooner. See, okay, as much of a BB fan as I am, I tried to watch BB5 and it was just fucking painful. I was like, I can't watch. The group of guys who was running things that season was just painful. And like I couldn't finish. I really couldn't finish. You watched BB2 like a year ago. Oh boy. I don't know. Not for me. I couldn't go any further back than 5. Sorry.
I gotta tell you, so this actually is interesting, and I almost feel like this ties into BB Australia a little bit because we were talking. So Scott, right, from BB4.
Okay.
So this actually says, and because you look at like how dramatic, right, like they've tried to make this whole relationship of exes between Tully and Drew on this season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this actually says Scott Weintraub was a house guest in Big Brother 4 US.
Okay.
He was expelled from the house on day 8 after going on a tirade following his ex-girlfriend Amanda Craig's entry into the house as part of the X Factor twist. So that's what happens in America. When exes are on the show together, they get expelled from the house. Meanwhile, when exes are in the house together in BB Australia, we have lovely, entertaining television.
Right. I mean, they had their problems. But like, I mean, you saw how Tully, how she reacted to Drew's initial eviction.
Yeah.
She had a hard time with that. Especially because she was a part of it. Yeah.
And that's another thing, by the way. I know we're jumping all over the place, but like
everybody's here with us.
Yeah.
I don't want Therese to go, hey Joe, come on. No, I do want Drew to go. I wanted Drew
I wanted Drew to go. Yeah, I wanted Drew to go a long time ago, too.
Come on. We chatted with Therese last night. Yeah. And it was a real hoot.
He is a nice man.
Yeah. He's a nice man.
I'm very like listen. My heart's broken because he really did send out my bae Tully. I know. But I still like Therese. I do still like Therese. This is a game.
That episode is coming out this weekend, by the way. It's coming out this weekend. We just had some internet troubles. During the recording of it. So I just want to edit that out. But it's coming. We had a really great time at Therese.
So much fun.
Such a lovely man. He's a very lovely man. Yeah. I mean, you can click some too.
Let's see, Kite Man Dan with another comment. Thank you, Kite Man. It felt like Taras wasn't even playing the game, and then he made a complete shift, and I realized he was playing the game the entire time.
Right.
Yeah, you know, and that's
Yeah.
so true, because even the fact, like,
Yeah.
and like, I laughed at it, and I thought it was super funny, and we talked to Taras about it last night, but like, even that whole little trick of him, like, sneaking into the closet to listen to people's strat chats, it's like,
No.
he was definitely thinking about ways to play the game and like little strategies throughout
Mm-hmm.
this whole season, and I feel like he's done a pretty good job. Like, I felt a little bad for him being called out like that, being the guy that was flying under the radar.
Because now you can't fly under the radar anymore. I only felt bad about it though because I like him. Like, I don't know that I would have felt this bad if it was somebody else. I would have just found it to be good TV. It's just that I was so passionate about Taras and his success that, like, yeah, it bothered me. But if it was anyone else, I'd been like, "Ooh, this is fun."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh man.
So, in the eviction room, Drew made what I thought an amazing pitch.
I completely agree.
I loved this, especially in this game where you have to put up 3 like each time. It's so different from the decisions that we have to make. This is not something I thought about in the beginning because we had like 20 something people.
Yeah.
But now that you're down to this point, what a tricky thing. If you are the one that now has to, you won the nomination challenge, right? And you've got to put up 3 people. My God, what 3 do you choose? What a weight would be lifted if you already knew that one person. So Drew's deal was, keep me in this game, and without any explanation, you can just continue to put me up as an extra person. Just keep putting me up here. Keep putting me up here.
Keep using
no
me.
retaliation.
Just
no
use me however you
retaliation
want.
whatsoever. Yes, just keep doing it. I thought it was awesome. It was an awesome pitch because he was going to be up there anyway. He's already the safe person to put up there. That's not going to ruffle too many feathers because he's been there so many times, just like whatever. But to now just position it as like, hey, you might want to keep me here literally only for that reason. I thought that was really, really smart, knowing full well that he's going to be up there anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So Kite Man says, I think Drew's pitch would make me want him out more because if I was the target against him, I'd have no chance. And I can see this for a couple of people in that eviction room thinking this. But I did think in the moment that this is what was going to save Drew, because I knew he had the 4 OG votes, and I thought if even one of Brenton or a JC, even somebody like that, kind of thought about what he said a little bit, I could have seen them switching, jumping over the fence and saying, hey, let's save Drew, because I like that argument. I actually thought that this pitch was going to be, I wasn't sure. I was on the fence for who was going to stay or not, but I thought that this pitch was going to be the thing that kept Drew around. I did.
Yeah, but I have to agree with this comment here. I didn't think about it that far. And I don't know that I would have if I was sitting in that room. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because your frame of mind would be a little bit different when you're really in it. But I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I said, oh, wow, if I had to put somebody up, I would love to just have a safe third. And like whatever the rest is, whatever it is.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. We actually, from Kite Man and J. Joe here, I feel like we have kind of conflicting comments.
Yes.
Kite Man, so Kite Man says, it was kind of surprising that the blind side actually worked. And then J. Joe says it's a nothing pitch, which I also do agree with in a way. It really is a nothing pitch, honestly. It is in a way, because I think it's a great pitch, but it also is like anyone can put you up every time, like it or not. Like that's what J. Joe
Right.
said.
I don't need your permission
to
do
that.
So.
Right. And I get that. But I think
yes,
that in that moment, in that eviction room, somebody telling you, listen, because if I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this is the eviction tonight, am I going to be in those chairs next week? But if you have one of the people sitting in those chairs being like, listen, next week, put me in there.
Right.
Fine.
And I'm not going to retaliate against you. That's
right.
that's where I think that this kind of like hits. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I can do whatever I want. If I want to put you up, I'm gonna put you up. But to know that there's a person that I can put up that I'm not going to be, I'm not going to receive retaliation for. That counts for
Right.
something. That counts for
Absolutely.
something,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, you're all right. It really doesn't matter. If I keep winning, like, you can just go fuck off. Like, I'm just do whatever I
Right.
want to do.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, and
yeah.
this is the thing with how emotional some of the Aussie players are. I think it's a pretty good pitch. Right.
Right.
This really plays into the way that Estelle plays her game. Like, oh,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm a heart player. I'm very sweet. I'm very, very sweet. But I put Drew up because, like, he said it was fine. So you can't be mad at me. He said it was fine.
Right.
I'm
Right.
using him exactly how he said.
And
Yeah, it
I
certainly
feel
does
like
help certain people.
right. And I feel like especially in this week where it came down to a 4-4 tie, all Drew was looking to do was sway one person. You know what I mean? Like he's not
Right.
looking to sway the whole house. He's looking to sway one person who might say, "Oh, I can get through the next couple of weeks because Drew is just volunteering himself on the block. That gives me a better
Yeah.
chance of not seeing the block." So if he swayed even one person with that argument, it would have saved him. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think this would have gone very differently if JC had a house.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I was so super. I know we discussed this last night with Taras, and but when I was looking at Taras's social media and he put that filter over his face with the crying, I was like, oh my God, does that mean he was evicted? I was like, oh my gosh, I can't watch this. And as I'm watching and I see that JC was going to be the tiebreaker, I almost tweeted, JC did this? I can't believe it. And right before I hit send is when I realized that he didn't actually. And I was like,
right.
okay, like we're fine. So needless to say, we lost Drew this week. Are you gonna miss him?
I'm not going to miss him personally.
I'm not gonna miss him either. I'm over it. I wouldn't have missed him even last time.
Right. I didn't need him to come back.
Woo. Cry gaze. Let's see here. So Liz says, I was surprised that Johnson voted Drew out because they were working together. Drew picked him over Tully last week, and Taras put him up last week. Let's unpack this one. There's layers to this. I can understand Johnson voting Drew out because if I were Johnson, I would feel that at the end of the day, even though you've been working with me to a point, I feel like as we march on to the finale, there's going to come a time where you're going to still prioritize a Tim or someone else over me.
Right.
I wouldn't have the fullest confidence that you'd stay with me.
Right.
So that would always weigh on my conscience, right? Drew picked him over Tully. Yeah, and I think that's smart for Drew's game because Tully, she's a fan fave. She's got to go. I mean, Drew's got to be able to look at this objectively and say, like, people like Tully more than they like me. Like, they're not
right.
Yeah, so yikes. And Taras put him up last week. Yeah. But the thing is, like, Taras and Johnson had that newbie thing, and Taras did try to explain, and that's where I wish we had feeds, because there would be a little bit more context. I know that Johnson was upset that Taras did that, but clearly they reconciled because they were having very nice conversations by the time we got to Wednesday. So clearly there was something that happened there that we missed, which really, really, like, not fair.
Yeah.
Did JC even get a power for being HOH? I guess not. At least nothing that we saw, other than being the tiebreaker and selecting the panic room people. Yeah. We didn't even get to see what snacks he wanted.
That's right. And the whole big deal about the lollies was made when Estelle was up there. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I was really upset when I thought JC did that. I was really glad that I didn't tweet it. It was like, oh, what egg on face. Yeah, I'm with you, Liz. I do wish there were feeds in this one. I'd be so curious to see certain things. Again, I don't need the tinfoil hats, um, but I certainly would like to see some other stuff. I want to see more of JC's game. I want to see more of all the newbies' games. W- we're not seeing as much of them as I would have liked,
Yeah.
at least gameplay wise. I get it. Alicia hates chickens. I want to see more mob boss Alicia. You know.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just from being just American.
Yeah. JC snacks were onions. Thank you, Kite Man. Thank you, Kite Man.
I also like PS, like I fucking love onions. Okay.
I'm honestly
no.
not an onion guy.
Oh my gosh, I put onions on everything. Actually, the other night I was really well, I was high, okay? Like high as a kite. And I just really needed a snack. So I took like a potato bun, right?
Oh my
Toasted
God.
it very lightly, 2 slices of cheese and onion.
So you would have survived very well in the Big Brother Australia.
I would have been fine. Well, the problem is I would need edibles. I would need something else, like to get us through. But like, yeah, I would have been fine with all of it. I would have been fine. Yeah, man. My boss Alicia is amazing.
I know.
I'd like to start a campaign to get her after Gabby. So first, we want to talk to Gabby. Gabby has been very vocal about wanting to chat with us, and we really want to chat with her. So we're going to petition to Channel 7 for that. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to be on our if you want to be part of the petition, part of the campaign, this is it. You know, so we had Taras last night. We're scared that Channel 7 is going to get annoyed with us, right? We don't want to reach out to Channel 7 until we got the Taras thing edited. Because we had some connection issues and he had to leave the room once. So I want to get that out. But once that goes up, we're requesting Gabby. I'm really nervous. I think you should write that email.
Yeah, I will. If you want me to, I will.
Well, because the first one was, signed John and Kyle, and that's how we got Tully. Then we switched, and then we went Kyle and John to Ras. Yeah. And I think now we have to switch back. So we're like, enough with these guys.
Yeah.
Look at this. I really want to know more about Gabby's strategy because she forces the tie and she's floating, but it feels like the edit doesn't have enough room for what I think looks like masterful gameplay. I agree. And this is why we want to have Gabby on. There are so many things to talk about. Like, it was interesting to have a conversation with Tully around being on the OG side of things. It was interesting to have a conversation with Taras being on the newbie side. And Gabby has just been strutting down the middle. And yes, I completely agree with this. It'd be so interesting to see Gabby's point of view because she's gone back and forth. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
So help us join the campaign.
She has totally been down the middle, but she's like really voted, I feel like, mostly with the OGs, but is still not anywhere in the targets of,
right. And the OGs know they like, what is Gabby doing? Like, I love that no one knows. That's very interesting. It's very interesting. Look, Liz agrees. We got look at this. We are starting.
I know, right? Hashtag get Gabby on.
Yes, let's get it trending. It's so stupid.
So listen, we feel we're very, very, very lucky to have been able to speak to Taras and to Tully.
Oh, stop! I'm lucky. It's been amazing.
But it's been absolutely amazing to actually be able to talk to, these players. And Gabby is somebody that we're definitely working hard to try to speak to. So hopefully we'll have that for you soon.
I don't think we need to work that hard. She's down. I mean, like, she made it very public.
We love Gabby.
Yeah, no, she wants to hang, and we want to hang with her. We're just nervous to reach back out to Channel 7 because we feel like they're gonna hate us.
We've been emailing them a lot. They're probably like, "Who are these losers?
Get out of here from America! Why are you even watching?"
But we're gonna
you're judging us. Yeah,
we're gonna keep keep pushing for it. So
I watched the
Oh
entire
wow,
Telly
Kite
interview
Man.
this morning. That's how I found this channel. Oh, oh, thank you so. Oh, great.
Yes.
Well, I hope you liked
She's one
it.
of our she's one of our favorites too, Kite Man. So hopefully you'll enjoy the interview.
That's awesome. Well, I guess you liked it enough that you tuned in tonight. So
Yeah.
I guess you didn't hate it. So thanks a lot. Yeah, Taras is coming out this weekend as soon as we can get our shit together. Yeah, Gabby next. I would love to talk to Alicia. I'd also love to talk to Johnson. You know what I really love? You know what I really love? Is there any way that after the finale, when we don't have to go through Channel 7, who's getting very exasperated with us? And actually, that's not true. We have had wonderful communication with them. We're just being funny. They've been really, really good to us, like super responsive. Like let's not put that out there. Like, they've been really great to us.
We're just assuming that anyone we talk to is going to be annoyed with us eventually.
Well, because they're like, who are these guys?
Yeah, who are we? We're nobody.
Like, exactly. I know, and that's why it's really, really funny. But like, yeah, I would love to have everyone on and like just have a chat, especially because like, it's so cool that we're talking about things during the season and we know that there's certain things that they can't say and certain things they can't share. I think it'd be so interesting to have a conversation when everything is over. And some of this shit that we're seeing like airing out on social media, let's air it out here. Let's really have a go.
Yeah, we've talked about this. Like, the dream is to have. Oh, who are these Americans?
I
love it.
Like, who are they? Like, what is going on? It's so silly. Why are they so interested?
My dream, though, and I know we've talked about this, and you are right there with me. The dream, I feel like, is to have a panel at the end of this Big Brother Australia season of newbies and OGs just to kind of get into everything. And if we can somehow make that happen, I might just die.
I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's impossible because I don't think it's so. I don't think it's so far fetched to say that they've been enjoying chatting with us as well. Like, I think we've all been having a good time with it. And you can tell even from the clip that we posted on our socials, like from last night, like. There's clearly a buzz. They like us and we like them. So come on back. Yeah. Let's have a chat. Oh. It's really been such a good time. Yeah. That's really all I got. Yes, it would be amazing. Woo!
Yes.
Let's go to change.org and get a petition.
Yeah, let's get a petition going.
So silly. So silly. Have you just done Taras and Telly so far? Yeah, so far.
So far, but we got big plans.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, Gabby's been pretty vocal about wanting to be on. We want to be on with her. Like, we're down. And I'm also down for John. I'm honestly down for anybody. You know who else I'd love to have on?
Who?
If we're talking pipe dreams, what's Josh doing?
Oh my god.
Is he around?
Josh from BB Australia, like this season?
Yes.
You want to talk to him?
I'd love to know what he thinks about everything that's going on.
Do you think he's watched? Do you think that Josh... I'm curious for the audience also. Do you think that Josh from Big Brother Australia
I think he at least
has been watching?
He at least watched until Sam's eviction. Absolutely.
He scared me.
He did scare me. He scared me too.
He scared me.
But I also think it'd just be like so wild to talk to him. Like, hey, Josh. I have no clue what he's lying about or not. He scares me. He's very, very scary man.
Yeah.
I'd love to have him on.
Did we I feel like we skipped a whole competition, by the way.
Not what competition we skipped?
I think, didn't Tim and Gabby win that the ball? You had to jump it up the different levels.
Yes, the immunity thing. I think we skip that every week.
Yeah, it didn't obviously it didn't have a huge impact on the week because all it means is that the winners are safe and like
right. And honestly, they were not on anyone's radar anyway.
Right. Tim and Gabby were not in danger. They weren't.
They weren't.
But it was a fun comp, though.
It was a fun comp, and it was one that I would definitely have lost all the patience with. Yeah.
So,
what's this? Wait a minute. He claims he asked everyone to vote him out to take care of his grandpa or something, and got production to cast Sam.
Really? It's
That
the first. Yeah, it's the first time I'm hearing of this. But maybe we
that
should
is
get him on to
interesting.
ask him about it.
Wow, that actually made me 110% more interested in having a
Yeah.
conversation with Josh. Yeah. Really? You
Yeah.
got near to the street. See, when this whole Josh thing was going on, like we weren't really like in it then.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for John. For me, I was like, are we going to cover this? Do we really have time? I'm a little nervous.
Well, I
I'm
mean, this
very
was a new
intrigued.
game for us. It was like something that we were
It was, but I had already seen, BBAU 12,
right.
because of Paramount Plus.
I
So
I don't
I think I was a little bit
right.
more interested than you, but I was still like, do we really have time for this? Because we didn't know it was coming. Canada had just ended and we had just finished our
Right.
recap of that. So I wasn't really sure.
And
I
also,
wasn't really sure we were
for
going to
us,
follow through with all this.
right? And like for us to watch, BB Australia live, we have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. So
Yeah.
like, we weren't sure. We were still feeling things out. I'm so glad though that we decided to do this. This has
I'm
been one of
beyond
the
glad. This
most
has been a
fun.
fucking blast.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, I could talk about this show all day. I just fucking love
All
Big Brother
day.
so much. I love Big
All
Brother
day.
so. Remember when you didn't watch it and you judged me a little bit?
Oh my God, never.
You did, because you when I was living with Steve, you would come over. I'm like, I have to go. I'm watching Big Brother. You're like, you're watching what? You're not hanging out with me because you're watching Big Brother. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm leaving.
I
I
don't
love
remember
you
this
so
at
much on
all.
Outies. Yeah.
I don't remember
Mhm.
any of this.
Mhm.
But I will say,
The fact that you looked down as you said that means you do remember it. You're just ashamed, and that's fine. I just want to
I
point it
don't. I
out.
don't remember at all. So
Mhm.
I want to ask you. So I have
Ask
this
me.
dream. I have this dream in my mind
Mhm.
that like one day we'll do like an international Big Brother like extravaganza, and like my dream is that we'll get like. I feel like these are like the four biggest like Big Brother markets, right? It's like I want to get like four legendary players from BBUS, four legendary players from BB Canada, four legendary players from BB UK, and then like four legendary players from BB Australia. 16 players, Australia, UK, Canada, US, all in the house together, all different like combinations of the game, different game styles, gameplay, different competitions. Let's have all these different people in the house and let's just play this game and see how it turns out. All different styles of gameplay, but all Big Brother. And I want it.
Can we have a shorter season? Can we cut out the UK? Only because I don't know them. I don't know anything about what they do. No, we just haven't seen theirs. We don't know them. And like I am still a fan of a smaller cast overall.
How small though are you thinking?
12 to 15. So go with your format. Do 4 from Canada, 4 from America, or 4 from Australia, or 5, 5, 5.
What if we did three groups of what if we did 4 groups of 3? 4 groups of 3.
4 groups of 3.
So it's 12 people, but we have 3 from US, 3 from Canada, 3 from UK, 3 from Australia.
Why are you so passionate about the UK? You don't know anything about how they do things. You don't know anything about it.
No, but
so
I feel like BB UK and Celebrity BB UK has been a big thing. We've had American
it was canceled.
Celebrities. Well, sure, but I mean, so has other iterations.
Yeah,
of
no,
BB.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying, like, I just don't know. I don't know that I'd be so passionate about like my dream season. These people I don't know anything about.
I'm just trying to think because one other
challenge.
I mean, and maybe I just don't know. Maybe I'm just not familiar with them. But I feel like if I'm thinking of like the 4 most popular iterations of Big Brother, like I just automatically think of Australia, UK, Canada, US. But I could be wrong. Maybe there's another country that has a bigger following for Big Brother, than one of those countries. Right. I don't know.
You know what I would like to explore if we're talking pipe dreams. And now that we have this VPN, I think that we can actually like have this active conversation. I'm really curious about Big Brother Nigeria. There was a lot of buzz about that last summer.
And we saw some of their players on the challenge. So,
yes, because we saw Queen Esther on the challenge.
Esther, and what was the other one? Tasha? Because there were 2 players from Nigeria on there.
Yeah, she just didn't make it as far. It was Esther. I just remember her walking in with Fessy in that amazing elimination dress. And I was like, would you just look at this queen? I would just love to know more about how they do things over there. Because I know it's a little bit, I know theirs is different from all of these. It's my understanding that in Nigeria, the public votes for all of it. Every eviction is the public.
Oh, wow.
And if that's true, that's very interesting. And I'd love to watch a season that operated that way. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what comes up after BB24. You know, maybe one of our friends will tell us what else we can watch. Because that's definitely the off season. And if we can't find another live Big Brother to watch, then I think that maybe we should do BB Can 4.
Oh, my goodness. I need to watch BB Can 4.
Make BB's
voice deeper. Can I try it?
Oh boy.
Hello, this is Big Brother.
Does that sound deeper?
It sounds like something.
Nobody wants me to be Big Brother's voice. Nobody wants that.
We don't know that. Nobody voted. They can tell us on the socials how they feel about you being the Big Brother voice.
Hello,
this
is Big Brother
2020. When did you say this? What did we say? Why did you say this? What did they? Oh, did the public vote for each eviction? Is that what you're saying? Now that could make me more interested in some of these older ones.
I guess that would make sense though, because for a while they were saying that Big Brother Australia was just, the housemates hanging out in the house, and then Australia would decide everything, right? There was no strat chat. There was nothing like that.
Well, right, but I guess I didn't take that to mean that Australia was evicting every week. The housemates nominate each other, but the public votes who should be evicted. Oh wow.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Now that makes me a little bit more interested in some of those older seasons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, shine your shoes, governor. I was so excited to say it.
Yeah.
Very fun. Hello. I've never actually seen it written out that way. It's really fun.
Hello. Shine your shoes, governor.
Governor. This is really going off the rails. All right. So I know.
So anyway,
this is crazy. Anyway, so Saturday is when we plan to air the Terrace episode.
Yes.
Once we cut out those technical glitches. They nominate, but they are in. Your finger definitely hit enter too soon. Been there. Our talk about noms. Right. I hate that. And that makes me not super, I don't know. That is what gives me some pause. That's what gives me some hesitance. I don't know about that. But if I got to vote too, I don't know. Yeah.
Terrace episode.
Yeah.
I have to say, can I just say, by the way, we didn't plan this at all, but it's so amazing to me that Tully was one of our favorites, right? Was evicted basically because of Terrace, and then we got to speak to Terrace the week after, which is just so amazing to me.
Yeah.
And we're so excited to drop this Terrace interview because, while he may, I feel like people loved Terrace, and then because he was the impetus for Tully leaving, people started to really hate on him. But Terrace is just such a sweet and wonderful guy who's just playing this game. So I hope that you enjoy the interview that we drop on Saturday about about Terrace.
He's so warm and genuine. He really is.
He really is. he's a great guy. He was so like warm and genuine with us. So like it was so great to interview him, and we can't wait to drop this interview for you guys to watch. And I know that, listen, Kyle, you know better than anybody that Tully was my favorite, and I did not want to see her leave this game ever. I wanted to see her win it.
But so did I.
At the same time, the way things unfolded in the house, Taras happened to be the one that won this challenge, and he got to nominate 3 people, and Tully, unfortunately, was the one to leave. That sucks. It really, really sucks. But I still love Tully, and I still love Taras, and I hope that people enjoy our interview with Taras, because I think it was great. And I think Taras is fucking awesome. He's a great guy.
It was a really fun time. It was a really, really fun time. So Kai says they're allowed to nominate for strategy, though. In 2013, some people would nominate based on who they think they can survive the public vote against, or to stack the vote against someone else. Yeah, that makes good sense. Yeah. There's a lot of nominations based on who pissed who off. Yeah. Well, I would be that emotional player. Do the same thing.
Yeah.
You didn't get me the food I wanted. Alley. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It was a weird week. It was a weird week. It
was the hardest week I think I've ever had watching a Big Brother season in any country.
Especially as people who are not even in the house, who don't actually personally know these people.
Yeah.
Like have all been so genuinely warm, like very receptive to all of our love on social media and everything. And then like coming on the podcast too, this little small podcast in America, like really just really, really nice people, and all like genuinely love the game. And that's what's really, really fun too. The fact that we had such a good time chatting with Tully and Taras separately, but all just centered around the excitement of the game.
Right.
Yeah,
because really cool. They both knew before we interviewed them what happened.
Yeah.
So like, and we were able to talk to them and have a great experience with both of them. And I feel like, it's such an interesting thing, and I feel like we're very lucky to be talking to this cast. It's such a great cast. We're having such a great time watching this version of the show. We fell in love with Big Brother through like BBUS and the seasons that we've seen here, but it's been such an incredible experience talking to some of these BB Australia players, and getting to interact with some of the fans that love Big Brother Australia, and it's just been
so fun.
This has been so cool. It's been so much fun.
And there's so much more to look forward to. Also, like I'm really excited. But it's also 12:08.
Yeah, we got to go to bed. We're tired.
Yeah, I have work.
I got to be at work in less than 9 hours.
Yeah, right. I'm tired. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. What are we doing coming up? Those of you in America, we're doing some preseason chatter Sunday night live with Gina. She's in our credits. We blacked her out as like an homage to some old school BBUS.
She was doing big things. She was on the road on a national tour, but she's back, and
she's a theater performer. Well, we're all theater performers. That's how we all met. Gina's just more successful than us. So she was away, and that's why we blacked her out as if she was a victim, but we didn't want to remove her because she's always part of our experiences. She's great.
Yeah.
BB24, we're absolutely doing it.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah.
We're super excited for BB24. We'll be live Mondays and Thursdays with BB24, with the only exception being the Wednesday, the premiere. We'll be live after that, because we are going to be covering the Challenge USA.
Yes.
And we'll be talking about the premiere that night as well. Also, mark down your calendars. Our 1-year anniversary is July 14th. We're having all of our previous Big Brother guests come back and hang out with us. That eviction, it's a Thursday night. It's an eviction night. We'll get to celebrate all things jury duty, all things BB24. It should be a really, really fun night. I can't wait for the 14th. We'll also be giving away a $25 gift card to Paramount Plus.
Yes, that's right.
Because that is our thing. That's home base. So even
Paramount
if you are,
Plus?
yes, we love Paramount Plus. Everything we care about is right there. So we'll be giving that away for our 1 year anniversary. More to come on, the terms of that. Oh man, thank you so much, Liz. Thank you, honestly. It's been so much fun tweeting with you. I can't wait to continue.
Yeah.
We are entering our season, babe. We are gonna have a blast. I can't
Yeah.
wait. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Thank you so much, Liz. Seriously,
Yeah,
thank you so much.
we're gearing up here. We're gearing up for so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. We love
So-
you.
We love all of you. This has been such a fun night. Thank you all for tuning
Yeah.
in. Come
Kite
back
Man
next
Dan,
Thursday.
J. Joe,
Yeah.
Liz, Chris earlier on. So many people. Thank you so much for commenting and tuning in. It's been such a fun night. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been really great. We'll definitely be live again next Thursday at 10:30, chatting all things BBAU, whatever else we get into at the end of it. Taras this weekend, Challenge USA pre-chatter, preseason chatter on Sunday night at 8 or 9. We haven't decided, But yeah, thank you guys so much. Find us on the socials, BB Jury Duty. You can go on our website, bbjuryduty.com. And that's it. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you soon.